Okay, hopefully my neighbors stop playing annoying music long enough for me to record a video in at least 2 takes. I wore this pin specifically for this video. Mestiza Conchas Ness. You get it? Hey folks, my name is Dennis, and I'm Latinx. Specifically, I identify as Chicanx. Chicanx, or Chicano is a reclaimed term used by people of mixed Indigenous and European descent. I specifically use the word with the X spelling for the ch sound because it more closely identifies the user to Indigenous roots. I also use the X at the end of the word to reject European gender roles. Didn't know I was so exhaustingly queer now, did you? But prior to the popularization of the term Chicano, Mestizo was widely used, and for the most part, it still is pretty common. Like, I don't not identify as Mestizex, I just prefer Chicanx. Mestizo and Mestiza are the words for mixed in Spanish, typically used to mean someone of mixed Native and European heritage, much like Chicano or Chicana. So, why am I talking about any of this? Well, it's because it's National Hispanic Heritage Month, a month that is in need of an updated name, but I still appreciate the sentiment. Now, during Hispanic Heritage Month, we typically learn about some very important Latino figures, like Cesar Chavez and Gloria Estefan. No, really, she's on the page this year if you navigate to the website. I'm not sure why. We don't typically go over the lesser known figures or the more controversial ones. That's why today I'm going to talk about a figure that not many have heard of outside of academia, Gloria Anzaldúa, and her concept of Mestiza consciousness. Gloria Evangelina Anzaldúa was born on September 26, 1942, and she was a scholar, a poet, a writer, and an activist. Her writing mainly focused on post-colonial Chicana feminism, patriarchy, health, spirituality, and linguistic terrorism. That last one I'll probably go over on its own video. Some major works of hers were The Bridge Called Me Back, Light in the Dark, Luz en lo Oscuro, Rewriting Identity, Spirituality, Reality, and the book we're going to be discussing the most today, which is Borderlands / La Frontera, the new Mestiza. La Frontera is the book where she introduced the 2 concepts that she's most well known for, Nepantlism and Mestiza consciousness. Both concepts regard the life of mixed-race India and European queer women, though many non-women, including myself, have identified in some way or another with Mestiza consciousness. I don't know what that says about me, but whatever. I guess I'm canceled yet again. You all just keep canceling me in these videos, but you keep coming back to them, so I guess I'm your problematic fave. Nepantlism comes from the Nahuatl word Nepantla, meaning the middle. She would use this term to describe her experience as a queer Chicana woman. Nepantleras are threshold people. They move within and among multiple, often conflicting worlds and refuse to align themselves exclusively with any single individual, group, or belief system. Mestiza consciousness is a much more difficult concept to define, but it can be more or less thought of as a survival strategy and a tolerance for ambiguity between being too Indian for Mexicans, too Mexican for Anglos, and too female and queer for any group. La Mestiza constantly has to shift out of habitual formations, from convergent thinking, analytical reasoning that tends to use rationality to move towards a single goal, a Western mode, to divergent thinking, characterized by movement away from set patterns and goals and towards a more whole perspective, one that includes rather than excludes. The new Mestiza copes by developing a tolerance for contradictions, a tolerance for ambiguity. She learns to be an Indian in Mexican culture, to be Mexican from an Anglo point of view. She learns to juggle cultures. As a queer Chicanx, I can really relate to this concept, in particular because I'm still not very clear as to what indigenous group I belong to, other than it was probably a northern Aztecan speaking people. But my dark skin makes me too foreign for white America. My inability to speak Spanish makes me too güero for Mexicans, and the fact that I can't name what group or groups of indigenous people I came from makes me very uncomfortable and reluctant to just include myself in native culture. Anzaldúa felt very similarly. As a mestiza, I have no country. My homeland cast me out. Yet all countries are mine because I am every woman's sister or potential lover. As a lesbian, I have no race, my own people disclaim me, but I am all races because there is the queer of me in all races. I am cultureless because as a feminist, I challenge the collective culture/religious male-derived beliefs of Indo-Hispanics and Anglo. Yet, I am cultured because I am participating in the creation of yet another culture. As you can see, Mestiza consciousness is about carving out a space for you, a queer Latinx. You create your own culture, one that is defined by you, to help you survive and navigate a society that wasn't ready for you. While I more closely identify with the idea of Mestiza consciousness, as I don't fully identify as a man, at least not by the definition of an American man, Anzaldúa did say that we need to have a new male, one that is more aware of the woman inside them, like the gay men that she knew. As queers, we are the supreme crossers of cultures. Homosexuals have strong bonds with queer white, black, Asian, Native American, Latino, and with the queer in Italy, Australia, and the rest of the world. Colored homosexuals have always been at the forefront, although sometimes in the closet, of all liberation struggles in this country. People, listen to what your jotaria is saying. That's right, folks. Listen to what your gaggle of gays is saying. We know what's up. Oh. Oh boy. On second thought, use some discretion, because some queers seem to have lost their way in this post-GLAAD neoliberal hellhole that we live in. I mean, Anzaldúa couldn't have predicted that. Sadly, Anzaldúa died in 2004 due to complications with diabetes. It's in times like our current one where I feel like her message about Nepantleros is extremely important. Our people are being attacked on land that was always ours. This land was Mexican once, was Indian always, and is, and will be again. That'll do it for today. If you like what you saw, please consider subscribing and liking the video. Also, consider donating to my Patreon or giving a one-time donation with coffee, because I am very poor and I need to also pay my bills and eat and try to get into grad school. I'm not working as much as I'd like to, and it's becoming a struggle. But anyway, thanks so much for watching, and until next time, take care, and goodbye.